The New St. Joseph Baltimore Catechism for Middle and Upper Grades of Grammar School, Part 3, The Sacraments and Prayer, Lessons 23 through 38 and Appendix 1 and 2. Links to the Adult Level Catechism, talks, lectures, and homilies by Father Rippinger, and detailed and clear explanations of Catholic belief, morals, and means of grace by Father Sprago. The New St. Joseph Baltimore Catechism, Part 3, The Sacraments and Prayer, Lesson 35, Matrimony. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ also loved the church and delivered himself up for her. Ephesians 5, verse 25. Matrimony is a sign of Christ. It is a sign of the passion of Christ. The grace of matrimony which a husband and wife receive to love each other and their children unselfishly comes from the passion of Christ. They receive the grace to make their love a reflection of the love of Christ for his bride, the Church, personified in Mary. In the flesh Mary was his mother, but in the spirit she was his bride. Children, seeing such love in their parents, can more easily learn what love Christ had for them on the cross. What is the sacrament of matrimony? Matrimony is the sacrament by which a baptized man and a baptized woman bind themselves for life in a lawful marriage to receive the grace to discharge their duties. What are the chief duties of husband and wife in the married state? The chief duties of husband and wife in the married state are to be faithful to each other and to provide in every way for the welfare of the children God may give them. Their duties are to God, to each other, and to their children. Help to fulfill these duties comes first from God, and then from each other, and finally from the children. Married people must learn to love unselfishly, to forget themselves so that they can spend themselves for each other. They surrender themselves to God's plans for marriage, to bring children into the world and to care for them. Why does the bond of the sacrament of matrimony last until the death of husband or wife? The bond of the sacrament of matrimony lasts until the death of the husband or wife because Christ has said, "Whatsoever therefore God has joined together, let no man put asunder." Now in divorce court, the judge may say you are no longer married to each other, but Christ says you are still married to each other. Love should be permanent, or it is not true love. It is not a feeling which comes and goes, but a power to give, which should be there even when the feeling dies out. Divorce is forbidden by God. Furthermore, it is useless, since if a couple gets a divorce in court, God refuses to remove the marriage bond. They may walk out of the court and think they are no longer married, and can each go and look for a new partner. But God keeps the marriage bond on them, and if either of them attempts a new marriage, it will not be a real marriage, but adultery. The first marriage bond lasts, even though they no longer live together. What is meant by the unity of the sacrament of matrimony? By the unity of the sacrament of matrimony is meant that the husband cannot, during the life of his wife, have another wife, nor the wife, during the life of her husband, have another husband. Why is every true marriage between a baptized man and a baptized woman a sacrament? Every true marriage between a baptized man and a baptized woman is a sacrament because Christ himself raised every marriage of this kind to the dignity of a sacrament. In order to love each other the way Christ loves us, husband and wife need special graces. A Christian marriage demands far more love and ability to make sacrifices than does a pagan marriage, and that is why Christ made it a sacrament. Why has the Catholic Church alone the right to make laws regulating the marriages of baptized persons? The Catholic Church alone has the right to make laws regulating marriages of baptized persons because the Church alone has the authority over the sacraments and over sacred matters affecting baptized persons. Well, what authority has the state regarding the marriages of baptized persons? Regarding the marriages of baptized persons, the state has the authority to make laws concerning their effects that are merely civil. What is necessary to receive the sacrament of matrimony worthily? To receive the sacrament of matrimony worthily, it is necessary to be in a state of grace, to know the duties of married life, and to obey the marriage laws of the Church. In whose presence do the laws of the Church require a Catholic to be married? The laws of the Church require a Catholic to be married in the presence of a parish priest or the bishop of the diocese, or a priest delegated by either of them, and before 2 witnesses. This: for a Catholic marriage there must be a priest and 2 witnesses. No priest equals no marriage. Not this: justice of the peace. Some Catholics attempt to get married by a justice of the peace, but it is a civil marriage and not a real marriage. It is a mortal sin. In so-called marriages before a justice of the peace, even if only one party is Catholic, there is no marriage. God will not forgive him unless he gives up his sin and is married by a priest. If this is impossible, then the couple ordinarily must separate, even if they have children, since they are not really married and cannot keep on living in sin. The man must support the children, but he cannot live with the woman, since she is really not his wife. What are the chief effects of the sacrament of matrimony? The chief effects of the sacrament of matrimony are, first, an increase of sanctifying grace; second, the special help of God for husband and wife to love each other faithfully, to bear with each other's faults, and to bring up their children properly. God gives married people special helps to bear the crosses of married life. He even guarantees them all the material things they need, such as food, clothing, and shelter, provided they keep his laws of marriage, trust him, and pray for their needs. What should Catholics do to prepare for a holy and happy marriage? To prepare for a holy and happy marriage, Catholics should first pray that God may direct their choice. Second, seek the advice of their parents and confessors. Third, practice the virtues, especially chastity. Fourth, frequently receive the sacraments of penance and Holy Eucharist. They should first seek the advice of a priest to be sure that marriage is their vocation. There are 3 signs of a marriage vocation. 1. The absence of a religious vocation. If they have a religious vocation, that is a call to give God a gift even more pleasing to him than marriage, they should not prepare for marriage until they are sure that God does not have even greater plans for them. 2. The qualities needed for marriage. 3. Meeting a suitable partner. If a girl, for example, has no religious vocation, and the only possible partners she meets are not suitable ones, such as non-Catholics or bad Catholics, then that is usually a sign of a vocation to a single life. She could marry an unsuitable partner, even though God would not prefer it, but she would find it harder to be happy, and even to save her soul. How can Catholics best obtain God's blessings for their marriage? Catholics can best obtain God's blessings for their marriage by being married at a nuptial mass, and by receiving Holy Communion devoutly. Marriages at Mass, abundance of grace; marriages without Mass, less grace. Discussion questions. How is the sacrament of matrimony a sign of the Passion? What can children learn from parents who really love each other? Why did Christ make marriage a sacrament? Why should married people not worry about whether they will be able to support their children if God sends them a large family? What did Christ have to say about divorce? If a civilly married Catholic are not free to be married by a priest, what must they ordinarily do to be forgiven? If Catholics who have been civilly married are sorry for their sin and separate, who must support the children? Why does the religious state please God more than marriage? How can a vocation to the single state usually be recognized? What happens if one enters a state God does not prefer for him? Choose the best answer. The answers are on the next slide. See how you do. Number 1. In Christian marriage, husbands should love their wives as Christ loves A. Sinners, B. The souls in purgatory, C. The church, D. His Father. Number 2. Marriage lasts A. Until there is a divorce, B. Until the partners separate, C. Until death, D. Forever. Number 3. The power to dissolve a marriage belongs to A. The state, B. The Supreme Court, C. The Pope, D. God alone. Number 4. A civil divorce A. Does nothing to, B. Breaks, C. Stretches, D. Tightens the marriage bond. Number 5. A Catholic married by a justice of the peace is A. Illegally married, B. Not married at all, C. Sinfully married, D. Temporarily married. How did you do? Choose the best answer. The answers. How did you do? Number 1. In Christian marriage, husbands should love their wives as Christ loves the church. Number 2. Marriage lasts until death. Number 3. The power to dissolve a marriage belongs to God alone. Number 4. A civil divorce does nothing to the marriage bond. Number 5. A Catholic married by a justice of the peace is not married at all. Fill in the blank. The answers are on the next slide. I will pause at the blanks. See how you do. Number 1. The chief obligations of married people are to be to each other and for their children. Number 2. Laws concerning the sacraments can be made only by. Number 3. Married people have duties to, and to. Number 4. If a girl never meets a suitable partner, this is a sign that she has no marriage. Number 5. Catholics must be married in the presence of, and. Number 6. The virtue Catholics need, especially in preparing for marriage, is. Number 7. Before marriage, Catholics should seek advice from, and. Number 8. Marriage was raised to the dignity of a sacrament by. Number 9. Laws made by the state concerning marriages of Catholics are just laws if they concern the effects of marriage only. Number 10. Married people need special helps to bear the of married life. How did you do? Fill in the blank. The answers. How did you do? Number 1. The chief obligations of married people are to be faithful to each other and to provide for their children. Number 2. Laws concerning the sacraments can be made only by the Church. Number 3. Married people have duties to God, to each other, and to their children. Number 4. If a girl never meets a suitable partner, this is a sign that she has no marriage vocation. Number 5. Catholics must be married in the presence of a priest and 2 witnesses. Number 6. The virtue Catholics need, especially in preparing for marriage, is chastity. Number 7. Before marriage, Catholics should seek advice from their parents and their confessors. Number 8. Marriage was raised to the dignity of a sacrament by Jesus Christ. Number 9. Laws made by the state concerning the marriages of Catholics are just laws if they concern civil effects of marriage only. Number 10. Married people need special helps to bear the crosses of married life. How did you do? Read from the Bible. Pause to take down the book, chapter, and verse for deeper insight into the meaning of this lesson on matrimony. Class project. A happy marriage demands long preparation. Even children can develop the virtues needed in a marriage and the habits that will make a marriage happy. Some of the things in marriage are easy to do and need no preparation, like kissing each other, but other things are hard and need preparation. Let each boy and girl in the class make a list, and with the help of their parents, of virtues, habits, and abilities they can develop now to prepare for a happy marriage if that should be their vocation. Example, girls, patient, understanding, sympathetic, learns to sew, neat, clean, nurturing, thrifty. Boys, kind, thoughtful, helpful, learns to fix things around the house, neat, clean, respectful to girls, willing to work hard. Prayer. Lord, what wilt thou have me do? O my God, you who are the God of wisdom and good counsel, you who read in my heart a sincere desire to please you alone, and to direct myself in regard to my choice of the state of life, in conformity with your holy will in all things, by the intercession of the most holy Virgin, my mother, and of my patron saints, grant me the grace to know the state of life which I ought to choose, and to embrace it when known, in order that I may seek your glory and increase it, work out my own salvation, and deserve the heavenly reward which you have promised to those who do your holy will. Amen. From the Raccolta, Indulgences, 300 Days.